T-Man 978 Chill Review.
Hello everyone, T-Man 978 reviewing Transformers Animated Deluxe Class Blur. Deluxe Class Blur here is beautiful. He's supposed to be a stylized futuristic car, and the stylization they're using is sort of reminiscent of a Batman animated series type situation, but a little bit more cartoony. But of course, in their actual toys or vehicles, like the actual toys look a little bit more realistic than the cartoons did. But this is very close to what we saw on the cartoon. The only complaints I have with this vehicle mode is this paint right here is sloppy, and looking back here, that's a hollow mess. There's just a total absence of car. But it is a futuristic car, so they can make it look like whatever they want. It's cool that they were able to incorporate his actual head fin into the design right here. Let me try to get that back. And of course, that's made out of a pliable plastic right there. These little things right here, they're pliable as well, which is nice. It rolls decently enough anyway. It kind of spins. I think it's because it seems like the plastic right here is scraped, and because of the transformation, the wheels roll right here in the back, but they're full wheels in the front. Weapon he has, or gimmick he has, you push this and a saw blade comes out. And I guess he can cut folks up while he's driving very fast. Comparisons, here he is next to the two other Blur that I have, and they're pretty much the same size. This generation's Blur looks a lot beefier. But one thing you'll notice about Deluxe Class, even going all the way back to G1, Deluxe vehicles have always been close or similar to the same size. But when you transform them, that's when the difference comes in. And let's bring in a more recent vehicle. Well, the Titans Return Blur is recent, but here's a Combiner Wars vehicle comparison right there. But anyway, this is a good looking deluxe vehicle. They don't paint vehicles like this much anymore, as you can see looking at this Blur. Well, pretty much just says all the paint in the front, and then they said screw it. Transformation, or actually before transformation, well, kind of in the middle of it. This piece right here actually comes off. You need to do it for the transformation, but it shows you that he transforms very similar to the G1 version and this version. Like, if you took this piece off. So now they have pretty much the same issue or design going on right there. But let's see where to begin. Everything tabs in very nicely. Like, we can unpeg this, unpeg this right there. Go ahead and kind of like, yeah, lift this up and fold it. Pull these out of place. Unpeg these from each other. And go ahead and rotate this up on the hinge. Do the same thing right here. Rotate this up on the hinge. Bring this down and straighten it. Bring this down. Straighten it. Rotate this. Rotate that. Open these up. This becomes a heel spur. That becomes a front toe. Same thing on the other side. Bring these down. Rotate this panel to the back. rotate this panel to the back and it will reveal the arms right there. Now just rotate the head. And pretty much you have Animated Deluxe Blurr in his robot mode. And I was shocked. I was completely, totally shocked that they were able to take that character from the cartoon and make this. I mean, it's not 100% faithful, but none of these designs ever were 100%, but it is super freaking close. Compromises they had to make, he didn't have any of this on his back on the cartoon, I don't believe. If he had this windshield, no, I believe this is actually supposed to be the windshield right there. So he basically had a straight up back on the cartoon. And of course he didn't have these panels right there, and his arms looked less like this. Maybe, I don't think it, definitely didn't have that pointy, and the legs were more round at the thighs right there, but the feet were like this, and I am actually shocked that they were able to do this, but they had the bright idea to put the wheel in the center right there. If you want to, you can still have this shield. Unfortunately, that's the only weapon he has, but you could bring out the saw, and now he has a saw shield. And I believe, no, he can't even hold it in his hand. He has little holes in his hand because of the way they're molded, but they're not capable of holding anything. Or if you don't want it there, just like Titans Returns Blur, you could actually just dab this on his back. And they made that specifically so you could do that because I don't think there's no other reason for it to have those two peg holes on his back. So that's cool. Problems with this mold is these shoulders do not at all. I mean, they can stay into place, but once you get them moving around really crazy, they pop out. Like right here, and I'm not sure how you're going to see this. When you lift the shoulder more than this, the little tab of plastic right there comes out and knocks everything out of place. So they put it there, and it can stay up there, but yeah. The head is on a ball joint, got some wiggle. It can look up, and it can look down. Of course, the shoulders can rotate. It has bicep swivel, and the elbow is on a ball joint, so it didn't even really need the bicep swivel, but they needed that for the transformation. It has a waist joint that's specifically a waist joint because that's not even needed for transformation. Hips are on a ball joint, he can do all that. And his knees bend 90 degrees. The ankle rotates right there, plus this toe is on a hinge and a ball joint, and this back toe is on a hinge and a ball joint. So he has all types of ankle pivot. Here's a robot mode comparison to the other two Blur I own. And like I was saying, mass shifting. That's one thing that Animated line perfected, was mass shifting, because what his name, Lockdown, was even taller than this guy. But out of these three, I think Titans Return is my favorite Blur because he's very freaking G1. Even though he's a headmaster, he's very G1 and pretty much spot on compared to these guys. Well, I don't fault this guy because Animated was stylized anyway. I really much do like what Animated was doing, but out of these three, this is my favorite because his posability and his stability is a lot better than this guy. This guy is using ball joints and a whole bunch of old technology. His Animated was like a turning, like a midway point where they were getting better at designing figures, like definitely getting spot on face sculpts and making just the designs look more like the source material, but the methods they were using to actually get them to move were still kind of bad and wonky. And to anybody, while I have you here, anybody whose main gripe with this guy is the fact that he's a headmaster, just stop collecting mainline Transformers. You already knew that each one of these figures, besides the Legends, are going to be Titan Masters. So if you're going to hold that against the toy, get out of here. Here he is next to Voyager class Animated Optimus Prime, and he is just only a little bit shorter than him, so you can tell how tall this thing is. And because I had Dust up out here earlier, here she is now. I didn't go into this earlier, but right here and on the shield weapon, this is an Elite Guard, Autobot Elite Guard symbol right there. So yes, Blur was a member of the Autobot Elite Guard under the command of Ultra Magnus, who was their leader during the animated series. Before my final thoughts, another little piece of trivia on this toy is it's loosely based on a design they had for Cheetor if Cheetor would have still existed after Transformers Beast Machines. They're going to have a line called Transtech. So they incorporated some of that design into this guy, mainly the feet down there. But anyway, even though I hate the ball joints because they are definitely loose and I probably need to do some floor polish, which I probably won't do because I'm lazy. But besides that and them shoulders, the shoulders absolutely kill this toy. I mean, I was able to get it into that pose right there, which is kind of nice if I say so myself. But it is a little bit frustrating to pose. But anyway, I do like them, and I pretty much like the whole animated line. But if you like this review, make sure you click the thumbs up button. Like, seriously, pause right now. Click the thumbs up button. Come back. I'm going to wait. Okay. Share, subscribe, comment. T-Man978. Out of here.